Well, hello. It's another this live for this Mammy Goes Live. I haven't done one in ages, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome back Lisa O'Sullivan, who is one of my absolute favourites and the real queen. Modern Irish mom. I'm not even gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna add her in straight away. This girl is unbelievable. Modern. Hang on. Here we go. In She's online anyway, so we shouldn't have an issue with her internet. And I'm buzzing to chat to her now. Lisa. Ah, there you are. How are you doing, girl?
Oh my God, such bad reception.
It's not too bad.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. You look beautiful as always.
Now, is that any better?
Yeah, you're fine there. You're fine. How are you feeling, hon?
Good. I'm okay. I'm good.
Good girl, good girl. I know you're on antibiotics. I'm going to give everybody just a quick rundown on what we did on the last live because I couldn't believe all of like the adventures that you've been on through your life. So you were born in 1981. You're the same age as me. It's the best age, isn't it? And you were born with a congenital heart defect. Yeah, at the time when your mum was pregnant, she didn't even know. Sure, she didn't. So it was only afterwards. So am I right in saying at 6 weeks you had open heart surgery at 6 weeks old
Yep,
in
that was my first one.
in Crumlin? Yeah,
Mhm.
and then after that you didn't need anything until was it 2016?
19.
2019, 2019,
Yeah.
and that was horrific, wasn't it? You're absolutely horrific. Um, just give everybody just a background on what actually happened in 2016.
So, well, in 2000, well, I had four babies in 4 years. So from 2011 until 2015, I had four babies. One a year, like to spread it out.
That's amazing.
And after I had my last baby, about a year or two afterwards, I began noticing just different things, like, I was increasingly tired, short of breath, and all that. And he had started sleeping, and the boys were in a sleep routine. So I was thinking, Jesus, this should be getting easier. But anyway, long story short, went for just my normal cardiology checks because I'm attached to the Mater for cardiology. And they started just doing routine tests. Long story short, needed surgery to get a new heart valve. And originally it was just going to be in the cath lab, just getting it in the groin, through the groin. And then more tests and more tests found out that wouldn't be possible because the valve I needed wouldn't have fit. I needed a bigger valve. They needed to create something around it to hold it in place. So they had to go in through open heart again.
Yeah.
And do that. And that was 2019. And that happened like pretty quickly after a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of hell for about 2 years.
It was, wasn't it? Because it was a massive, massive ordeal for you. And I know, like, you amaze me because I know, like, anybody born in that era, it was really, really hard for people because there wasn't a lot, like there wasn't many doctors in this country that dealt with that type of thing. And it was, as you said yourself in the last one, your mom was pretty much told to just make it comfortable, and the best thing that would happen is that you'd actually go that day, which was horrific for any mammy to hear about her daughter. Especially I think you're the firstborn as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when
You
you were
think I was surprised, it
14,
was actually my sister.
when you were 14, after going through all of that ordeal, you from a small town as well in Kerry decided that you were
Village.
going to break into the modelling world, which you did. So you ended up as, well, Miss Ireland, and then went on
Mhm.
to represent Ireland for Miss Universe at Trump Tower. Like,
Yeah.
that's mind blowing stuff, isn't it? Like, I know we chatted about this on the last one, but for
Mhm.
anybody who didn't watch it, like, that is unbelievable. Like, and then for like, just because I was always of the, when you're growing up, it's really hard to love yourself, and to, I suppose, the acceptance from other people, and you pick yourself apart, like. But you were just one of those get up and go people, weren't you? And you headed off, didn't you, to New York with your friends?
Yeah, so I started modeling at 14. I'm actually from a very small village in North Kerry, which was even more exciting when you start
Yeah,
modeling.
yeah. They were really like,
Um,
what?
who's your one? Who does she think she is? She loves herself, all this crack. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't care. But there was a lot of that. But then when I won Miss Ireland, you'd see the other side of it. Like there was a lot of people in the village who got together and raised money for me to go to Miss Universe. Like
Brilliant.
there's some genuine people, and that's like, country living in Ireland kind of thing, like rural Ireland at its best.
Yeah.
But that was like the people of Ballyduff where I'm from did that. But yeah, so I went to Miss Universe. I met Mr. Trump. I That was in South America actually, and then it was when I came home from Miss Universe. I came out of a long-term relationship, and I decided, right, where will I go? What will I do? And I said, I will go to New York. I always wanted to go to New York. So I went off to New York with a friend for a 3-week holiday, and I didn't come home. She came home.
3 weeks.
I stayed. Yeah, a 3-week holiday, and I didn't come home. She came home.
Oh my
And
God.
they got me an apartment, got a job, then got offered a job in Trump Towers. I think I told you that
Yeah.
before.
I was like, I'm
Um,
not taking that.
I know, I turned it down. I was like, could have been the one from North Kerry in Trump in the White House,
Yeah.
but that could have been dangerous.
That could
But
be. Don't keep the birthday cake, you'll be in big trouble.
yeah. But look, it was just a great experience. And then, of course, when I was in America, I met an Irishman, and that was the end of it. Came home. My husband's from County Meath,
We'd
built a
be
house in
laughing
County
about
Meath.
that actually, because it's amazing. You go all the way to America to meet an Irishman. It's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But look, I don't know if I could have listened to anyone else really.
No,
No.
no.
It was great fun all while it lasted, but you kind of know. The Irishman was the man for me.
Yeah.
So we came back, built a house, got married, and then the boys came along, and that was all brilliant. Life was lovely and blissful. I was a stay-at-home mommy for 7 years, and then the shit hit the fan. Then in 2019, and I had my surgery, and I suppose the surgery went well, but like I was just very mentally traumatized after it, and
Yeah.
physically traumatized. And I know you'll get to, like, I actually went in last week. Then I had another procedure, but it was a very minor procedure, and it was more initially it was like a it's I have a problem with my circulation and my veins on my left side of my body,
Yeah.
on my left leg. So they had to go in at the groin to get up into the veins, we'd say in the pelvis,
Yeah.
just to try sort them, whatever. But my whole from my knee upwards is destroyed. But I had pain in it
I've
this week.
seen the pictures, and it looks
Yeah,
so bloody painful. And you think
yeah,
going in through the groin, oh, that's not too bad. It's what they'd say
yeah,
keyhole surgery, and you'd be in and out. But
yeah,
God, it's
yeah.
a long
No, it was
recovery for
nothing.
you, isn't it?
It was nothing compared to my last one. I suppose if I hadn't had open heart surgery, then I'd be probably moaning more and like, oh, it's so sore. But I don't really complain because I've woken up like into hell where I was basically, you're totally paralyzed, where your chest bone is broken and you can't move and you can't move your hands, or you can't sit up, brush your teeth, nothing. This one, I was like, I hopped up out the bed, and I was like, oh my God, I feel great.
You were
And then, of course,
Christmas
this week
shopping
I
and
was
all the
dying.
other day, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I sat in the car with himself, and he was going around and collecting stuff. But like, I was out and about, and I thought, oh, this is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And then all this week I was sick, and it turns out anyway. Last night I had to bring one of my boys to doctor on call because he's playing soccer with his brother. The brother took his younger brother took the legs from under him, and basically he had a cut in his leg, and I thought it needed a stitch. While we were there, I said to the doctor, you wouldn't just have a quick look at my groin, it's quite sore and it's kind of lumpy and whatever. And showed it to him, and straight away he's like, yeah, you have an abscess. So now I'm
Oh,
on 10 days of antibiotics.
oh, antibiotics
For
all over
Christmas.
Christmas now.
Yeah, 10 days starting yesterday, 4 times a day.
Oh,
There's always something.
okay.
But I don't mind because I'm way more mobile, and it's I feel like I can't complain because I've gone through the big one.
Yeah, and you know
So
what?
it's
That
grand.
might help with the swelling and the pain and everything else, just getting that sorted. Because that would have just gotten way worse and a lot
Yeah.
more painful, wouldn't it? Like, you'd be left like that for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in case I needed to go on IV or anything like that, saved all that drama. So
Yeah.
oh
And
look,
come here,
it
how was the little
it can
fella? Is he all
always be
right?
worse. He's grand. We steri stripped him. Actually, I didn't because I was doing a panic attack in the corner because anytime I see the boys in pain, I just can't cope. I was like
Yeah.
rubbing his hand while my sister and my husband were pushing
Yeah.
his knee back together and steri stripping it. I was like, oh,
I'd be the same.
but
I'd be sobbing. I'd
yeah,
have
they
had
did.
to run the other way and let Chris deal with it. I can't when they're
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
stuff like that.
I remember when the boys were small, they were getting their vaccines. I might have to bring my husband. He'd have to hold the boys. I'd be like crying like outside the door. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'd run straight into them. What are they after doing to you?
Don't mind them. I'd be the
Yeah.
same. I'd be exactly the same. So what's coming next? What have you been doing?
Well, at the minute, I'm just flat out trying to keep on top of Instagram because I don't know, after the last time I talked to you, I can't even remember when that was. I think was it before Christmas last year? And
You
my
know what?
Instagram then
No,
just,
it was just after Christmas. I was thinking it was only about 6 or 7 months ago, but it was. I think it was only January, and because I was saying I knew it was before my face fell down anyway, because I was still good looking then.
seen that. But you look great now. And I meant to reach out to you, but I just time just
Yeah,
flies by. And like, yeah, I've seen that. But yeah, I didn't know, yeah, when we last chatted, but I think then in January my Instagram kind of exploded,
yeah.
and
You're
it's
flying, aren't
just
you? You're
really busy.
absolutely flying. But there's a lot of people that would want to follow your journey because it is like not only the modeling anyway. I was super impressed with the modeling and the Trump and Miss Universe and all that. But when I kind of delved into what else had gone on with you, like you're an absolute warrior. You really are. Like, and I love just your page is like just a breath of fresh air, isn't it? Like because you don't go on about it all the time, but your whole point in doing the page was for other people to come along and who might be in your position or might have children with a congenital heart defect, like because it is a minefield. And as you were saying, when you were going for your surgery in 2019, there was nothing you could compare to where the way you were saying at kind of week 6, I think it was, you felt like there was somebody sitting on your chest and you didn't
Hmm.
know whether that was normal or were you dying or are you having a heart attack, where people can kind of chat to you now and you can say, no, actually, that's normal, that happens, and, expect this next
Yeah.
week or whatever.
Well, my main thing, I suppose, was at the time I didn't know what was going on, but then as time went on, I realized that was more anxiety I had been going through, which I'd never experienced before. And that's a lot of my page. Then I put up a lot of posts about anxiety, and that then takes off on a whole other level of where all that stems from. That can stem from like my own personal history. Would be like when I started modeling, I had a horrendous time, like with which I now know was jealousy, but it was bullying.
You were bullied
But
badly, weren't you?
oh yeah, but like there's kind of an expectation if that's what you do, that oh she loves herself and you're fair game for that.
Yeah.
And in one way, yeah, you that comes with doing all that stuff. with modeling and all that. But in another way, it's just a job.
Yeah.
And like, I have been at Miss Universe with 90 countries where 89 of them would be way better looking girls. But you come away rather one way or the other, and that is you'll never be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
Or I walked away going, do you know what? I'm not the tallest, I'm not the slimmest, I'm not the whatever, I don't have that, blah, 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 but I'm just happy with who I am.
Yeah.
And I learned that very young at 19, 20. So I have a lot of messages on my Instagram about shutting out outside opinions and outside noise of other people's opinions, because I have experience of being on that deathbed in ICU, and none of that ever matters.
Yeah.
There's not one time while I was lying in that bed thinking, do you remember the time I was in fifth year and your one said I was a hooer and your one said I was that wasn't.
Yeah.
Like none of that matters.
At the time it does, though.
At the time, and yeah, it hurts and all that kind of stuff. But the minute you learn to shut out all outside opinions of you, people don't know you. What people think of you is none of your business. You shouldn't care, because at the end of the day, that you will never think of that on your last days.
Yeah.
You'll only think about your family.
Exactly.
And, you know, the life you've had. I was lying there literally paralyzed, literally, and couldn't do anything. I was thinking, imagine now the day I'll be able to get up and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Imagine the day I'll be able to get up and bring the boys to school. Imagine the day I'll be able to. Yeah, it was April, 22nd of April, I had my operation, and I said to the surgeon, I was like crying, I was like, I won't even be able to watch the Toy Show. Like, no, stupid thing to think of. So the point being, though, that none of any of what anyone thinks of you is relevant.
No,
really,
it's really not. It's not. And you know what? I have to say, I kind of only learned in the last couple of years to kind of not care what people think. Lisa, the bigger your page gets, do you get DMs of hate? Do you get that, like, for your reels and things like that?
Yeah, and it's mostly men.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now I've had one or two run-ins with women where I remember I posted something on the page about I'm always taking the piss. Like, if you know my humor, I'm very tongue-in-cheek. I'm really sarcastic.
Yeah.
And like, it's always take the piss, but my majority of my followers know that, you know. But sometimes when people see a reel, and I can't remember what it was, something about the boys were involved in the reel anyway, and this woman put on the page, "You're the most ungrateful woman for having these children, blah, blah." And I was like, well, if you really followed me, you will see from all of my posts, I always write about gratitude and thankful. And
oh my God, you idolize your boys as well.
Yeah, and like, you know, I always say how thankful I am and grateful I am for them. So I usually don't do anything, but of course I did. I couldn't help myself. I went to town on her and I replied and whatever, and I shouldn't reply. But I just had to reply, and then I blocked her after that.
Yeah,
but most of the nasty DMs would be men, you know, with some kind of chip on their shoulder, you know.
That's
whatever.
Crazy. That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Like, I really don't understand where people get off actually doing that. Like, and I do believe as well, like, a lot of it that you do get, because I often used to get, when I started powerlifting, I used to get messages from people saying, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. You're skinny enough as it is, and all the rest of it. And I'm like, you clearly haven't actually seen my story or followed for very long, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to put on weight, where you know, they'd be thinking she's skinny enough, and you'd be literally getting messages from people saying you're making other people feel inferior or feel like they should be skinnier than you when you're skinny.
Then don't watch.
And I'm like, I fucking
then just
know I'm
don't
skinny.
Watch.
Yeah.
There's nobody making you watch, or there's nobody making you follow anybody. That's what makes me laugh. It's like, if you don't get my humor, please unfollow. Because you know, like, and then you have the followers who will contact you every day, same people. It's like we're all besties.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you do it for. And like, I put up a post before I went into hospital, And I put up a post today at hospital. I've never had so many likes and so many messages. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of messages.
Yeah.
And they're the genuine people.
They're
So they
the ones
always
that know your story, yeah.
yeah, and they override all the other
Yeah.
stupidness. And people will put up sometimes, people who don't follow you will like comment in a reel, and like they'll take the reel for like, it's the meaning, but not the literal meaning of it. And they won't see the piss take,
Yeah.
And like sometimes, I'll put up a reel of like, if I can talk my husband into doing something, he might just sit there. He won't do anything. He hates Instagram.
Yeah.
But if he'll just sit there, and then you'll get comments saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that," like to your husband. I like, relax. There was no husband harmed in the making of this reel. There was no
I love
husband's
it.
feelings harmed in the making of this reel. He's there. He knows this is a piss take. Relax.
It's
It's like,
shocking,
my God,
isn't
you
it?
shouldn't be left near a computer if you don't realize,
Yeah.
or you shouldn't be left near Instagram if you don't realize most of it is only for the crack.
It
It's
is.
like,
It
oh
is. It's like
my
the
God.
TikTok that we're not too old for.
Yeah, it's like, I am too old for TikTok. Plus, it's a horrible platform where they're
Yeah.
always abusing each other.
They are
Um,
always
this
abusing
is
each other,
like,
aren't they?
oh, it's a toxic platform.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Yeah.
I just think, Instagram is like a bit of crack for the older generation. Well,
Exactly,
not say
for
older
us.
generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
and and I will get back to making the videos and stuff. But I think going forward this year, I'm going to try to do more posts and things like that, do more podcasts,
Yeah.
do more lives, things like that,
Yeah,
and still have
definitely.
a bit of mix of fashion and um, health stuff and mental health stuff,
Yeah.
and just general chit chat about, like, 'cause if I put up reels and stuff about motherhood, it's usually complaining about it, is because it
But
is hard work.
it is hard work, and it's not like we hate our kids. They just drive us fucking
No,
mad sometimes.
that's it. Like, I know, I remember there was something there, like, and like that, I put up something, and like, I think that's why I found motherhood so hard at the start, because nobody told me the truth. No, like, everyone was
No.
going around going, "Oh, it's brilliant, it's great, it's brilliant," and yeah, it's brilliant, and it's great. Nobody tells you about your loss of independence, the loneliness,
Yeah.
the
Depression.
the resentment nearly to everyone else around you,
Yeah.
especially your partner, that he can get up, go to work. I'm here stuck with a baby, 2 babies, 3 babies, 4 babies,
Yeah.
and that everyone else's life seems to go on.
Yeah, and you
That takes a
literally feel
massive,
like you're sitting in this house and like life is passing you by, don't you? Like
yeah, yeah.
when you're
So
like
that
that.
takes a massive adjustment. And that's what I say. Like, we don't have to like be our kid's best friend like 24/7, or Instagrammy type of perfect family, perfect house,
Yeah.
because that's a lie.
Yeah, it is.
That
It is.
so that's kind of what I'm going to kind of more delve into.
Good girl.
And I started.
I'm the same myself. I think, when I got the Bell's palsy and my face fell down, I completely lost my mojo on here. I stopped doing videos. I wasn't even searching for lives, or, I had a few lives coming up, so I did them. But, oh my God, I couldn't stop looking at myself, and it was awful. It was
Yeah,
absolutely awful. So I lost my mojo a bit. So I said, no, I have to get back into it now and just, you fucking power on, don't you? Like, because we're all lucky to be
no, but
here.
that's a natural reaction. I mean, that's your
Yeah,
physical appearance, and no
yeah.
matter what, like,
It
we
was
all want to look our
shocking. Now,
best, and
don't get me
it's
wrong.
shocking, and
It is.
yeah,
And I took it, like, I did take it well, like, in a lot of ways. Like, I still went to work, and because I'd only
yeah,
started back in work, and I was really excited about that. So I did keep going to work, but people were literally passing me on the street, and it was actually the lollipop lady at the school. She stopped my daughter one day because my daughter, she's 21, but she was bringing the boys to school for me. And she said, I didn't want to ask her, Mommy, but did she have a stroke? Like, it was so bad,
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it was only a few days later that the lollipop herself, the lady, she told me herself, like, but that it really, that knocked the really knocked the confidence out of me. Do you know what I mean? It really did.
Of course it would, yeah. And
But then,
you look great now, and you're through it.
yeah, it's nearly back to normal now. I can create
Yeah,
wrinkles on both
yeah.
sides. I'm delighted. They'll be gone tomorrow now because I'm going to have my Botox in the morning for Christmas.
I'll give you an oil that you don't need to get Botox done.
Really?
I'll give you the name of the oil. Yeah, I'll post it on my page. Holo oil, HOLO. It's actually an Irish brand, right? I've been using it. Now I could do a post on this later. I have been using it. I've no Botox, just that oil. It's
Have you no Botox?
anti-aging oil. Because I was saying to the girls in work, I'm going to get Botox Christmas. I never booked it. I swear to God.
No.
That's a conversation for a different day. But I was out last night and I said it to my sister and my cousins. They were like, "Tell us about this oil." And this is not an ad or anything because I have no affiliation to them whatsoever.
I need to know about this as well because, like,
I'll actually post that now during.
And you're the same age as me, so no, I absolutely believe that. Yeah, I need that oil.
Yeah, it's brilliant. No, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. Go forward for next year.
Yeah,
do more of what I'm doing. Do more podcasts. Do more lives.
good,
and do keep going with the reels and stuff like that, and hopefully the page will grow. But I feel like the page is stalled now at the minute, and that's a little bit of I don't know, I suppose it's a little bit of Irishism, like, you know, what people follow you to a certain degree and they're like, oh, she's getting too big for her boots now, so
yeah, it is like that, isn't it? Like, it really is. Like, I just be looking and you'd see you're after losing like 4 followers or something in a day, and they'd be like, what did I do? Did I do something?
You're lucky
for checking my story to say I didn't say anything bad or anything like that.
No, I could lose 40 or 50 on a Sunday. I just take no notice.
Yeah.
But there is, I suppose, days where you go and you're like, you might, because you might follow someone and you look in and you're like, oh my God, she doesn't follow me anymore. What did I do to her?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
that pisses me off as well. And you'd be going through them and you're like, oh my God, I've been following them for ages and presumed they thought they were following me back. I'm like, they're not even following me. Unfollow. It's terrible,
the pettiness comes out. It's great.
I know, yeah. I turn into a bitch. I'd be like, Chris, right? You see the amount of people I'm out to find I'm following me back. But like you say, there is like a small network where like of people that you do talk to daily, and that's what it's all about. And it's lovely to even wake up in the morning and, I mean, like you say, if you're at home with kids and your partner is out working, you can be so resentful. Like, I remember saying to Chris even, it's all right for you. You get to go to work. You're talking to people. I'm here all day on my own. And, like, God love him. Like, he has a hard job. Like, do you know what I mean? But at the time, I was thinking that's not fair. Like, you actually get to socialise, you know, that way. But it is lovely to wake up in the morning and be like, no, you're not feeling alone, because you do have that little community on Instagram. Like, I don't care what anyone says. People say, you say too much on Instagram. I don't believe that you can. Not if you're like us and this is what you like to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that there is a line where you can cross and say too much. There really isn't.
Well, no, because it's your own page, but I have started this new thing on Sunday nights where I do a weekend confession box.
Oh, good.
Where I give like followers, I just put up the box and it's totally anonymous. And I'm doing it now 3 or 4 weeks. It is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, wow, I'll have to check that out.
But it's for, like, it can be anything. And I say it, you know, you can write in something that, you know, you'd love to say out loud that you can't, or a secret you have. I've just put up a box there and I was like, I'll post what somebody wrote.
Yeah.
About what they did with their brother-in-law. But I have a lot of people that will say, I can't stand my in-laws. The in-laws, the big one that comes through every week. And like, for those people then that are followers of mine, that, because I can see who wrote, but obviously when I posted anonymously. Yeah. That's like something off their chest. Yeah. And it's amazing that, like, you know, it's lovely they trust me to do that, know that I won't say who it was or I won't post who it was. So that's the thing I do on Sunday nights.
Plus, you can have a little DM laugh with them then about it if you feel like it's something that they want to talk about. Like,
In fairness now, the in-law one is a big popular one, but it's one and I'm not just saying it because I'm on Instagram, but like I can't relate to that one
Yeah,
because I get great with my in-laws. But I can't imagine if I did. I just imagine that scenario because
yeah.
I'm from Kerry, but I live up in Meath. Now, my parents-in-law live a mile or so over the road from us,
Oh,
but we're not
brilliant.
stuck in each other's pockets.
Yeah,
You know, I haven't seen my mother-in-law in over a week. You know, we're not stuck in each other, and she's very much like that. She lives her own life. She doesn't intrude on ours or whatever, but she's there if we need her. That kind of thing.
that's good.
But I can't imagine like having the in-laws that people describe to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no, I have to say I got
yeah,
lucky as well with Chris's mum and dad. Like they're brilliant, like, and they're the best nanny and granddad. Like every morning Christopher gets up and he's like, "Can I go to my granddad's today?"
oh,
Yeah,
that's lovely. Yeah,
yeah, it's great.
yeah,
Isn't it? We're lucky. We're very bloody
yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
So
But
come here,
not
what are they
everyone is.
looking
So.
for Christmas?
Which, sorry?
What are they looking for Christmas? The boys?
Um, they're always really good with like, you know, I always try to like I never let them go crazy.
Yeah,
I'm a big one in like, you know, I would never put us under pressure
yeah,
for Christmas for the sake of one day.
yeah,
So they always ask for like small enough stuff. Like they always ask for like they should have asked for soccer gear and all that kind of stuff. And then the lesser they ask for, nearly the more they get.
yeah.
Because we always, you know, surprises, you know, crop up.
Exactly.
So, but it's a nice way of teaching them. Like, oh, they'll often say, "Oh no, I can't get that. That's too much." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, you have to pick." And they'll usually get then whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
But it's just a way going forward. I just think it's, you know, nowadays, like I would often I think of when they're older. When will it stop? Like, when will the high maintenance of everything stop?
yeah.
Like, you know,
Never.
if they're not in positions, if they're not in good jobs, that,
Yeah,
you know, like, I'm thinking, how are they? And I don't ever want them to feel like they're ever keeping up with the Joneses or anything like that.
exactly.
So they never ask for anything major, but they always get more than what they ask for
Yeah.
because of that then. Because it was so cute, actually. One of them said, it's like, they said, I only asked for 3 things last year from Santi and I must have got about 10, you know,
Ah,
and like,
bless.
they appreciate it then, you
Yeah,
know, that like, I just, you know, and I'm not one for either taking all the pictures of what they got at
yeah.
Christmas. I don't like, I do it, we take it for ourselves,
Yeah, but
but I
for
don't post
posting, yeah,
them.
no. Do you
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
There's
There's
one
always
thing,
someone
that's
in a
one
better
thing that
position and there's always someone in a worse position. So I,
that
you
really
know,
does bother me now, I have to say. All the Christmas morning posts where there's a room full of presents
mm-hmm.
everywhere for one child,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, it's just not fair, because if you think of it in a way, it's not like I wouldn't say it's not fair because that person has gone out and gotten loads of
Mm-hmm.
toys for the kids. Obviously, it's great that they can do that. But if those people actually think that there are children that will see, that will
Mm-hmm.
go into school and they'll say, "Oh, well, I got this," and they'll be so happy about what they got. But then they will hear that the kid beside them got like 127 million toys and
Mm-hmm.
loads of money and everything else. That child doesn't think, "Oh God, they got like a lot more than me, and that's not fair." That child would think, "Oh, Santa must have thought that I was bald this year." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put yourself into
Well,
the mind of a
I
child,
always say, each to their own. You
yeah,
spend your money the way you want to spend your money. I don't judge it. And if someone wants to bring their children 100 presents, it's fine. Bring your child 100
yeah,
presents. Someone wants to bring their child one present, that's fine. But I would be very much into just don't put it in anyone's face
yeah.
because you just don't know. And then like people that you know put themselves under so much financial pressure then after it just for that
After
reason.
Christmas, yeah,
That's that's
yeah. Like, I
that's
mean,
more of
iPhone
that's
14s
more
and all,
of
like, you're talking like, what, like over €1,000. And if you
Mhm.
hand a child an iPhone 14, that's all that's a tiny little present. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be
Yeah,
loads
yeah,
of other presents as well. And I think people as well, that sometimes can set themselves up for, like, next year you mightn't be in such you mightn't be as lucky financially. And how do
yeah,
you keep that up? How do you
yeah.
keep it up?
But that's all again going back to um you know, for other people's opinions, for other people's approval, for other people's, you know,
Keeping
aren't
up
they great?
the
I
Joneses.
don't care. Don't care. Like, you know, once my children are happy with what they got,
Yeah,
happy days.
absolutely, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, well, Christopher blew me away, and he wanted a Buzz Lightyear with wings that come up,
Yeah, we've had them.
a laser light. The helmet had to open. He had to talk.
Yeah,
There was so many specific things that he wanted, and I said to Chris, I don't know if Santa can make them. I've never heard
yeah,
of Santa making something that does
mm,
all those things, say.
yeah,
And luckily enough, now I did have a chat with Santa, and he managed to find one, and I was
yeah. I
absolutely
think there
delighted.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think there is something. I think we've had that in the house before.
yeah, but there was so many specific things, and I was like, I really hope Santa can pull this one off, because I really don't
Yeah,
know if such a thing exists. But luckily,
yeah.
Santa has assured me that it's done. It's been painted as we speak.
Very good, very
Yeah,
good. So
we're very
Christmas is
lucky.
sorted.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky. So the plan for the new year is carry on building up the Instagram page, and
Yeah, and keep working away. I work Mondays and Tuesdays in a medical centre.
good woman, you're still
So
working.
I'm back to work after my operation. So yeah, so that would
Well
be
done. Come
the
here,
new
how long
plan.
is the recovery? How long are you looking at for recovery from this operation?
I don't know. I mean, I'm supposed to be back to work in a few weeks. I'm presuming I'm going back to work in a few weeks. That's the plan.
Brilliant.
Um, but now I got this abscess and
Yeah.
infection. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear.
How are
So
you
I'm hoping a
feeling
few weeks. And then,
today? I know you're in pain, but I can see by you,
oh,
you're
grand.
not on a lot of pain medication or anything like that, so you must be okay-ish.
Yeah, no, I was this week, but I'm grand. But I'm saying that now, and I have my lovely leather jacket on, but I have my pajamas on underneath that.
Good girl.
So
Here, look,
as
I'll
soon as
make
we
it
get off
feel
this,
better. I
the
put my
leather jacket
pajamas
comes
on
off,
as
and the pajamas go back on again.
well. Yeah, you're exactly like me. I'm sitting
So
here, pajamas on as well. I actually don't care. I couldn't care
I
less.
love this
I
time of
have
year.
to, I have to
Uh,
confess, right? This is the worst I have ever been. I usually have my Christmas tree up November, like very latest
yeah,
end of November. One
typo.
year I actually put it up on the 1st of November. This year I have just been so busy with work and everything else, and I only put my tree up today, Lisa.
Oh,
I
what
feel
about it?
like
Sure, you can do
Scrooge.
different things.
Me and Chris were like last night going, oh my God, we are like Scrooge. Literally, the tree has to go up tomorrow. Now, thank God the kids didn't notice, but oh my God, like, what have we, 8 days left? Is it only 8? I think there's only 8 days left till
Oh
Christmas Day.
no,
You're freezing on me.
I am. Yeah, my internet is very bad here. I think we
Yeah.
better tie it up before I lose you.
Yes, no problem. Lisa, come here. As always, it's an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for coming back on. You're bloody brilliant. I'm going to share this now, and I will post it on my story. You'll be able to stick onto your highlights. But for anybody else
Thanks.
that's listening, all of these lives from now on, they're all going to be screen recorded, so they can be posted also to YouTube. And I might take the audio out, Lisa, if you don't mind, and bang it up on Spotify. What would you think? Do you don't mind that?
Yeah, yeah, work away,
Perfect.
work away. You
Lovely.
can tag me in as Modern Irish Mum.
I will, of course. You're an absolute doll, Lisa, and I know you're in agony, and you're only literally a week out of surgery, so I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll chat to you during the week.
Yeah, no bother, Laura. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you, Lisa. Good night.
Talk
God
to you
bless.
later.
Doll.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
And that was Lisa from Modern Irish Mom. Lisa is just absolutely incredible. All she's been through in her life, and she's still smiling and still absolutely stunning. She's amazing. She is just she's a character. So if you're not following Lisa already at Modern Irish Mom, please do. As I said, this is going to be posted onto YouTube as well, and I'm going to pull the audio and stick it up on Spotify. I'm going to put together this Mammy Spotify, so I will tag it on my stories as well. And then from there on, you'll be able to hear all the audios of all the lives. So thanks for listening and good night. Take care.